Hello and welcome to Ticket to Life. And I'm Henrie, and I'm so glad that you are here with me today. And if you are new to listening Ticket to Life, I just want to let you know that I talk about anything and everything in life. And also let you know that you are never alone in anything that heads your way. Nothing. Someone, somewhere may be going through the same thing. I know that that's hard to believe sometimes in your life, but you may meet that someone and start relating both stories together of happiness, sadness, satisfying life moments. And now for my disclaimer. I am not a therapist. I am not a love guru or a doctor or a life coach. And these are just my opinions and thoughts on life. The other thing is I'm trying a new microphone, so I'm hoping it comes out okay, only because I've been using my other one, but I have a one, and I think this one's kind of sensitive to sound. It picks up like everything. But anyway, I just wanted to try a different type of mic, so hopefully this works, and I don't sound like I'm in a tunnel. And yes, I do like to use my own sound effects, as you may have found out. But anyway, and I am so sorry. It is actually picking up my watch tinging. I need to turn that off. Put that bad boy on silent. And you can, anyway, these are my thoughts and these are my opinions on life. And you can like them or you may think they stink. And guess what? That's okay because neither one of us may agree. And that's okay. But today, I want to mention the word broken. When I say broken, it's a new term, it seems like, that I've heard more often. And have you ever thought of yourself as broken? Now, what do I mean by this? I don't mean a piece of broken glass or a broken car or broken of a thing. I mean a broken relationship with family, friends, marriage. Well, I'm sure that you know what I'm talking about. Not only a broken heart, broken because you are ill or someone you love is ill, feeling broken because someone you cared for may have passed away, and you wonder, how will I survive? Or that pain within yourself, mentally and physically, that you just don't understand. I have this past few, within 1 month, which is crazy, and I don't mean to be Debbie Downer, but it is life. It is what it is. And I have had 3 friends, and they have all lost their husbands. Now, for you new listeners, I'm in my 60s. I'm 67. My husband is 70, and we have totally been blessed with our health. Yes, our knees ache and our back hurts. Those are typical ailments, but I feel blessed for that. But unfortunately, their husbands were ill, and like I said, some people feel broken when they lose someone that they love so dearly. And I just want to talk about people feeling broken. I think it's a real thing, but it literally can hurt you mentally and physically. And I feel like sometimes this term is too freely used, and people don't realize that it's hurtful. And they may ask us a question as, "Are you okay? Because you seem a little broken." Then you start to wonder, am I broken? First of all, do not let anyone plant that seed in your head. Again, please, please, please do not let anyone plant that seed in your head. And if they do, that's a red flag that you need to stay away from that person. If they're being sincere, but what an awful thing to say to someone. I just don't get that, but of course we're all different. Now, I'm going to give some examples of what I'm talking about, and I want you to think about it. Have you ever felt, or maybe even did someone make you feel broken, or have you made someone feel broken? Now, first, again, let me explain what I found out when I turned to my good friend Google It. I refer to Google It. It's Google, but I always say I need to Google it. So broken is a term meaning when someone is struggling with a tough time in their life and not sure how to handle whatever it is going on. What they might be experiencing is a person who deeply hurt emotionally or physically, and sometimes it makes us feel hopeless. and feel as though they just don't know how to fix it, how to fix themselves. Now in Texas, I am in Texas, we say fix it a lot. So if I ever say that, I try to correct myself and not use that pronunciation, to use fix it. But we do try to fix things, not just in Texas, but we try to help ourselves by not talking to anyone, thinking, I'll be fine, taking that deep breath. And yes, you might be fine, but sometimes you just need to talk to someone. Now, here are my examples, and I think that some really need to think before they go trying to get in your head and label you, because that will stay in your head. Maybe I am broken, and we're not. I mean, we might be hurting, but you're not broken. And I will start off with parents. And how dare you ever tell a child that they are broken? Excuse me. If a child feels this way, and I'm pretty sure that they're carrying your DNA, and you may have had something to do with making them feel broken. And of course, I have the stories I tell, just to let you know if I ever used names. I will change the names to protect the innocent. But I have a story to tell, and I was walking at the park, and there was a mom, and she had 5 children, and there were 4 boys and 1 girl. So for me, naturally, I thought, oh, she has that little bestie, the little girl, because my daughter and I are very close. My son and I are pretty close too, but it's something about having that relationship with the daughter and having that special relationship with your son. But no, I started talking to her, and she seemed like a lovely mom. And I said, you're so blessed. You have these 4 little guys, and you have a little girl, and you're going to just have a great relationship with her. And she looked at me and said, oh, well, she's broken. What the heck? The little girl was about 2. And I know I looked shocked to her because when I heard that, I was like, what? And she said, I prefer boys. Again, what? So I told her my story, that I had 2 adult children, a boy and a girl, and I loved having one of each sex. And again, she gave me a smile and didn't want to talk about what she probably had said. And I told her I had a special relationship with both my kids. And I hope she eventually realizes that she may be the one broken. What a horrible thing to say. Was she jealous that she was no longer the queen of the house? I have no idea. There is a broken relationship waiting to happen, and it hasn't even started. And I just hope to pray. Maybe she's listening, and maybe she'll pray about it, because you don't want that. Maybe mom had a broken relationship with her mom, and she is going to carry on that cycle, and again with her daughter. Yet we are the only ones who can change the cycle of life. Where we were not happy with our upbringing, we can change it. And yes, we can do it. No one can do this for us. We are the only ones to break that chain of repeating the cycle in relationships with the family. I do have a podcast that might be interesting for some, and it's called Breaking the Chain. It's episode 107. If you have some extra time, feel free to listen to it. No pressure, but it's about breaking the chain from family and how you were raised. And because some people continue that, they continue the relationship of hate. And that's all I have to say about that, because I get very irritated when I know that someone is verbally or physically abusive to children. They are here. They are little angels. That's all I got to say. Now, have you had someone break your heart? Ouch. Oh, that hurts. And what you thought would be a lifelong relationship, where it started off with all the wonderful plans for the future, and then bam, the emotions changed and no longer want to be with you, and you start blaming yourself for everything. I can change for you. How many of us have said that? I don't think I've ever said that, but maybe I did when I was young and dumb. Then, then say these words. They may say the words I'm about to say that will scar you for the rest of your life. And say, you're broken and no one will ever want you. Raise your hand if you've ever heard this. Or were you the one who said it? And if you're driving, don't raise your hand. Pay attention to the road. Of course, it does take two to make any type of relationship. But usually, the one wanting to get out is the one who will start to find blame and every fault imaginable to the one they are trying to leave. Sometimes, unfortunately, we start to believe what they say is true. Now, if you are the victim of this heartbreak, and yes, I said victim, please don't try to get revenge. And people said, oh, revenge is sweet. No, it's not. Just know you're better than that. And by victim, I mean you've been duped. Someone deceived you. They fooled you. They told you things that they didn't mean. And how hard is that? We all change in how we see things in life, and sometimes our feelings change, and hopefully you change with the person. And the first time you feel or start having different feelings, say something. Just don't keep it inside and think it's going to pass. This is where you know, if you've heard my podcast, any of them, this is where you know my favorite thing in a relationship is communication. Now, one thing that I know and that it hurts literally is a broken heart. And did you know it's a real thing? It's called broken heart syndrome, also known as cardiomyopathy or Takotsubo, if I made that. So hopefully that's correct pronunciation. Yes, it is a real medical condition. It can happen with an emotional and intense thing that happens in your life, or even a physical or stress. It can be triggered by stress, temporary weakening of the heart muscles, and typically on the left ventricle. It can lead to symptoms similar to a heart attack. Chest pain, shortness of breath, irregular heartbeat, dizziness. You feel as though you had too much of an energy drink and decided that you could run a 5-mile run in 5 minutes. And you're not even a runner. Now, my answer to this is when they say this to you, that you are broken. See, you are broken. Is when you start rethinking your feelings for this person. And are they worth making you feel unworthy or broken? No, they are not. Why? Because you are worth happiness and being satisfied in your life. And sometimes we just have to step back and think about what we want in life. You may want something it's the dream life, then things change. It's not what you thought it was going to be. And you have to do what's good for you, not what anyone else wants for you. Now, if children are involved, make sure they are your priority along with yourself. And if family, marriage, or couples counseling doesn't help, then you will know that there might have to be a next step to seek happiness in life. Life is short, and we all need to make a sacrifice for certain things and know that you have God on your side and that you are not alone on this next part of your life's journey. Have a plan. Make sure that God is part of it. You may not get the answer you want, but in the long run, you will see that it is the way, and it is the right way. We usually have to fall some, but we are able to get back up and dust ourselves off because you are not broken. You are a child of God and a loving God, and that is all you need. That's all you need to know to get you through the hardest of times. Life's downfalls, because there are some. We all have them. No such thing as the perfect life. Just remember, get a lesson out of that. Learn a lesson. Don't keep going in that same cycle with the same type of person. Know that you deserve better, because you do. Now, I'm going to talk about family now. Now, being broken from a family is hard. Some adults say, yes, just can talk to my parents about anything. And then there are other adults that say, I still can't talk to my parents. I just can't. And they're adults. You're an adult, and members of the family have a hard time communicating sometimes because honestly, they didn't communicate much growing up. But now you're an adult. But a lot of us may fear criticism, and you don't want to feel criticism from your parent. No one wants to hear this. What you need to do, or what you could do from a parent. We as parents with adult children still talk to them as though they are 10. And I have to admit, I have been guilty of this. And luckily my kids, or shall I say my adult kids, they'll call me out on it. And I don't get upset because it's like, wake up. You're talking to another adult. And why? Because we have always had communication in my family. Well, maybe not all the time when they were having, issues with us and vice versa, because that's just life. But I can tell them stuff, and I am still training to be a better adult parent to my adult children. And I will admit, I bite my tongue many times and on how they are raising their children and my adorable grandchildren. And by the way, my grandchildren are being raised very well. And I have to not say, oh, that's not what I did. Oh, you know what I used to do? It's their turn, and they're doing great. Now, unfortunately, we don't always know what is bothering an adult child, and they just can't talk to us. As they say, with the demons they might be fighting within themselves, they won't talk to us or anyone else because they don't want to let us down. I can tell you, as far as my children, my son and daughter, I can tell when something's wrong. But if they don't want to talk about it, I don't keep at them. Eventually they do come around because they need to talk. But if only all of us could just talk with no one thinking that they are broken or lost in life. And letting them know that you're not going to criticize what they're going through or what they're thinking. If you think that someone you know may be suffering from depression or suicidal thoughts, let them know that you are there to help them find help. Easier said than done, I know, because a lot of people won't come out and say, oh, I'm having suicidal thoughts or I'm very depressed, because they don't want anyone to know. Those that feel broken may never release that the something that is not feeling right in their life is minor, and they just feel so lost and don't know where to turn, but yet think, I'll be fine. We can't pressure them to be there for them and be supportive and encouraging. That's all you can do. You can't pressure them to do anything. But as long as they know they're not alone, that is so important. Be understanding and not criticize. Let them know that they are loved and not alone. God is the way, but some just aren't ready for God. And I'm not sure why. I'm really not sure why. But sometimes it's like, I can handle it. I wouldn't feel like this if God was there, but He is there. But no one can pressure God on you. Everyone will come to Him on their free will. And sometimes they don't even know why or how, but it's an amazing process. But pray for them and let them know that you are there 24/7. Well, I just said everyone would go to God, but maybe not everyone, but hopefully most people will turn to God. We never know what anyone is going through, even if you do have a close relationship with your kids. But I'm here to tell you that you are not broken. You're not broken in any way. And if anyone has ever told you that, I am so sorry. And you need to know that this planet Earth would not be the same without who you are. And know that I will send prayers for those that have felt this way and know that I love you even though I've never met you. I pray for my listeners because I don't know what some of you are going through, but I do want you to know you're not alone. You are important to me. And again, learn to love you. Learn to love yourself. Love God, and man, oh man, you will see a life-changing experience. Now, I have some important phone numbers on my description of my podcast in case you ever needed them. I will give you these phone numbers. Pretty easy to remember. And it's suicide prevention phone number, and it's 988. That's it, 988. And they will have someone there for you who can help you. If you can't talk to your friends or your family, and they find it easier to talk to a stranger that is qualified to help you, pick the phone up and dial 988. I also have the domestic violence hotline number, and that phone number is also on my descriptions of the podcast, and that is 1-800-799-7233. There's so much conflict in this world right now, just crazy stuff. You know, I'm always telling my husband, people believe that Revelations is happening. They're like, oh, it's going to happen soon, and it's going to, but this is my thought. Believers or non-believers, it's already happening. There's nowhere where it says it's going to happen right now. I think bits and pieces are happening. In the Bible, it didn't say, oh, on April 18th, the world will be, Jesus will come and all this is going to happen. No, it's happening in here and there and years. No one said, but of course, this is just my belief, and I'll probably lose some listeners on this, but it's just what I believe. I believe that Revelation is happening bits and pieces. I think it started years ago where something happened, fires, earthquakes, politics, just crazy stuff. Of course, you can change the dial on your radio or wherever you're listening to me. But anyway, that's just my opinion. But anyway, there is just so much that it is a lot. A lot of people losing their jobs, the economy, just all sorts of stuff happening right now. And just know you're not alone, and know that I am praying for all of you because I don't know what anyone is going through. Now, unfortunately for me, our time is coming to a close. And I just want to let you know that I am here for you. You can even send me a text if you want, and it won't give me any of your private information. I've had a couple of people ask me to do podcasts on certain topics. And I have Better Together, which was last week. And then I did a couple on having a baby that a sweet couple asked me for. But anyway, if you want to hear my opinion, feel free to ask me to talk about something special for you. But I just want to let you know that you can hear Ticket to Life on WDJY 99.1 FM in Metro Atlanta, Georgia, every Thursday morning at 7 a.m. Eastern. Every Thursday is my new podcast, and you can hear it on the radio, or you can hear it wherever you listen to your podcast. And Ticket to Life, new podcast, you can catch all of them on Apple, Spotify, and again, on most podcast platforms. And please feel free to let me know what you thought about this podcast. Negative or positive, I'll take it. Again, I'm sorry, I got lost in thought, which happens a lot. So on the description, again, where it says, at the very top, it'll say, send us a text or send me an email to ticket2live022@gmail.com. So for all of you who are new, just a quick, who's Henrie? I live in Texas. I am a mom. I'm a friend. I am a sister. I am a podcaster. I am a wife, number one. And I'm a grandmother, and this is my 4th year. I've started year number 4 on Ticket to Life, and I can't thank everyone enough for listening. At the end of each podcast, I always say, go find your blessings. And I feel as though blessings are around us each and every day. From the time we put our foot on the floor and get out of bed, I feel as though if we are capable of getting out of bed, that's a blessing. If you have a job, if you have a roof over your head, if you have loving families, if you have conquered the fear of something, or if someone told you that you were broken and you say, oh, no, I'm not, you have been truly blessed. Because once we start and we are able to tell ourselves certain things like, I'm not broken, I am worthy, you will believe it, and it is true. We are our worst critic. We criticize ourselves about the way we look, about the way we talk, about our life. And unfortunately, that's just it. We do that. I do that. I have gotten better about not doing it, but it is so important for us to know that we are worth anything and everything in the world. But also remember your blessings and be thankful. God does bless us each and every day. And for now, I think that is all I have to share with you. But until next week, I will see you then, and I will be praying for you. And please don't hesitate. I'm serious. Do not hesitate to feel free, and don't be shy to send me an email. Don't forget, it will be anonymous. Your email will be anonymous, so no one will know who you are. Or thumbs up or thumbs down. That's fine too. But until next week, go find your blessings. This is Henrie, and I have new podcast every Thursday morning. And again, and you can hear me on WDJY 99.1 FM in Atlanta. So I hope to see you next week. And please, if there's anything you can remember, is that I'm praying for you, I'm thinking about you, and you're never, ever alone in anything in life. So go find your blessings, and remember, you are one of my blessings.